It's a crazy statistic, but most new businesses fail. And it's usually not because of a bad idea. Nope. It's because their way of making money is completely broken from the start. So today, we're going to dig into a framework, a model that's designed to build a business that actually makes a profit from the very first customer. Let's get into it.
And to really understand this, we have to start with a story that begins at absolute rock bottom.
So this is where it all starts. It's not some fancy startup office. It's what the author calls his concrete bedroom. He was absolutely terrified, totally broke, and literally sleeping on the floor of the gym he'd poured his life into. He dropped out of business school, gone against his dad's advice, and put every penny he had into this thing. As he said, he felt like the idiot that gave up on a good career.
But as Hemingway said, it's in those broken places that we often find our greatest strength. This moment, this absolute desperation, it wasn't the end. It was actually the beginning of a huge breakthrough. And that breakthrough, it didn't come from some textbook or an online course. It came from a mentor, this guy who owned a storage unit business right across the street. He saw him struggling and just offered to buy him a coffee.
So there they are, 5 a.m. in a diner, and this is the first thing the mentor asks. Not how's business or how can I help, but this gut punch of a question. How much time you got left to live? Talk about a reality check.
And the answer? Just $5,000 left in the bank. And that wasn't just a number, That was a deadline. It was basically an execution date for his entire dream. He figured he had maybe one more month before everything came crashing down.
And what did he have to show for all that risk and sacrifice? 4 customers. I'm not kidding. Not 400, not even 40, just 4. This wasn't a slow burn. It was an absolute nosedive into failure. And that clock was ticking, loud.
So the mentor, he doesn't give him a pep talk. Instead, he says, get in the car. And he drives him over to his storage facility to show him, in the real world, how a business is actually supposed to make money. And this right here, this is the secret sauce the mentor shared. A real money model isn't just about selling one product. It's about a sequence. See, you solve a customer's first problem, but then that very solution, it creates a new little problem, a new opportunity. And the whole trick is to be right there ready to solve that next one and the one after that.
Okay, so check out how this works in real life. It's pretty genius. A customer sees an ad for a free month of storage and comes in. Great. But wait, you can't really use a storage unit without a lock, right? Problem number 2, solved for $47. Then they look around and realize, oh, I need boxes and tape. Another problem, another sale. Then the big one, how am I gonna get all my heavy stuff here? Well, the business has a mover they recommend, and they get a little kickback for the referral. And finally, as they're about to leave, the thought hits, my valuables are in here. I should probably get insurance. That's another $10 a month, every single month. So that free customer, they just handed over more than $120 in cash and started a recurring subscription. It's just brilliant. And you've totally seen this model everywhere, even if you didn't realize it. The author tells the story about renting a car advertised for just $19 a day. But then, at the counter, they solved his problem of being a big guy in a tiny car with an upgrade. They solved his I might be running late for my flight problem with a late return option. And they solved his I really don't want to stop for gas problem with a prepaid tank. He came in for a $19 deal and walked out spending $100 a day. And he was happy about it because they just kept solving his problems.
All right, so how do you actually build this kind of a sequence for yourself? Well, it's not just about randomly throwing extra stuff at people. This model is built on 4 very specific types of offers that work together to create a profit engine.
And this simple little drawing right here, this is the entire blueprint. It's the whole framework on one page. It shows you exactly how you guide a customer step by step from a total stranger into someone who happily buys from you again and again.
So here's how it breaks down. First, you have your attraction offer. That's the shiny thing that gets people in the door, like the free month of storage. Next are the upsell offers, which are things like the lock and the boxes that increase how much they spend right then and there. But what if they say no to the big fancy lock? Well, that's where a downsell offer comes in, maybe a smaller, cheaper one. You still make a sale. And finally, the holy grail, continuity offers, like that monthly insurance. That's what gives you predictable, recurring cash flow. And the difference this makes, it is night and day. A bad money model, the kind most people build, spends money on ads to get a customer and then just hopes to make a profit down the road. It's always thirsty for cash. But a good money model, it's It's profitable from day one. It makes its money back immediately and then uses that profit to go out and get the next customer. It's a powerful, self-funding engine for growth. So look, if you only take one single thing away from all of this, let it be this one simple, non-negotiable rule. This is the key to building a business that's basically indestructible.
This is it. This is the golden rule. Make enough profit from a brand new customer to cover whatever you spent to get them and do it in under 30 days. So why 30 days? Well, think about it. Any business on earth can get an interest-free loan for 30 days. It's called a credit card. If you can get your money back before the bill is due, you essentially have infinite money to grow your business.
And if you're thinking, does this stuff actually work? Well, the proof is right here. By using this exact model, the author went from sleeping on that concrete floor to owning 6 profitable gyms in 2.5 years. He then started a new company teaching this model to other gym owners. And less than 9 years from that rock bottom moment, he crossed $100 million net worth.
So, the last question is really for you. This isn't just some interesting story. It's a playbook. I want you to think about your business, or even just an idea you have. What is the very next problem your customer has right after they buy your main thing? Could you solve it with an upsell, or maybe a subscription? The model itself is simple, but the impact, well, it can change everything. So what's your next move?